Warning! The following video may contain flashing images. Viewer discretion is advised. Ahoy, ahoy there folks, and welcome back to It To TSET, where today we are examining why, how, and what I've spent far too much money on again, because this is All Elite Wrestling's Unrivaled Collection Series 1 with a few caveats, shall we say. If you know anything about this series, there's only 5 here when there should be 6. I'm not spending a fortune getting Brandy Rose. Look, Brandy may be fantastic in the back, but you know, it's on screen. No, she's not worth that amount of money. If they ever release a Brandy again, I may be interested in getting one, but right now, I'm quite happy with just this collection. The other thing you may notice is that, yes, of course, Matt Jackson is out of the box because, well, they're a bit of a bugger to get hold of in the UK. Just a bit of a bugger, so yeah. Anyway, this is the Unrivaled Collection, the first series of All Elite Wrestling figures. Shall we take a quick look? Let's borrow Cody since he's number 1 in the series. Can't think why. Here you have him in the box that looks very similar to the Deluxe Aggression from Jakks from WWE a few years back. These are made by Jazwares, that I believe are very much used to producing indie wrestlers, as it were. I've seen their stuff before, but I've never actually been able to get hold of any because, you know, the cost of shipping and everything, they're not readily available in the UK. But yeah, the box is pretty bland and basic. You've got an action shot with a replicated signature, all of the ones to be able to collect, which, as you can see, I have them all apart from Miss Rhodes. The fact that Cody's now got his name back as well dates this a little bit, but never mind. And watch AEW Dynamite because there's not much else to advertise. Here we go. What we got on the bottom? The usual warnings. 0 to 3 sad onions. Safety tested. Don't know by who, but someone's happy with it. Do not return to store. Ooh. Getting told of the US customers only. Okay, so stuffed over in the UK. Brilliant. Thanks for that. Warning, packaging tape, product appearance may differ from shown. You haven't shown any other actual things using real images, so that's not a problem. Warning, used permission, wicked cool toys, distributed by Jazwares. So there you go, wicked cool, Jacksonville, Florida, in the business, with a bit of AEW, All Elite, so, you know me. Things are not meant to be kept in boxes. Excessive, unnecessary, bloody packaging on these things. They look lovely, but it's unnecessary. Good thing most of its cardboard can be recycled, and the plastic can now be recycled. So, bonus points for that. Gone, and right. We'll have a look at that in a second. Let's get the Royal Highness, the Prince of the Rhodes family himself. What on earth is that? Okay. What the hell? Could I take your ruddy nappy off, please, Cody? I think you're old enough you don't need it. Right. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Miserable looking motherfucker. So that is Cody. Let's have a quick zoom in. Just have a quick... Yes, I know we like Matt in the back, but there we go. Concentrate on Cody. So, we have ourselves Cody Rhodes in his... I believe this was his outfit's Double or Nothing. I could be wrong. It's been a while since I've checked that show out. But yeah, he's got his gold and purple trousers on. Very nice. The detail's quite nice. The crotch guard... It doesn't have that kind of effect that you'd expect it to. I mean, if you've ever seen Cody's crotch guard, you know full that thing has got quite a bit of padding to it, shall we say. The detailing's rather nice, though. You can sort of see the snakeskin style on the things. Boots, as per usual, quite nice. I do like the little weight belt, the Attitude Killer. Yeah, I can't think where that's a dig at. Oh, that's quite nice, the logo. Very nicely recreated. This is obviously designed pre-neck tattoo. But he has got the dream on his heart. Yo, focus. Focus. There we go. This is new hardware, by the way, so if it looks better, and it does better at focusing, please do let me know, because I need to know whether it's worth me bothering with this anymore. And then looking at the head sculpt, I mean, it's Cody. Cody's quite bland in himself, but you can see it's Cody. It's a pretty good head sculpt. They've obviously put some time and effort into it. The hair's a bit a bit thicker than what I'd expect it to be. I mean, oh god, why would I throw the bloody packaging away? Why would I throw the packaging away when I do a comparison? Right, so there we go. Cody and Cody. You can see it's him. He looks a bit more miserable and a bit more sort of... Actually, that looks really like Cody. But yeah, it's a pretty good likeness. Overall, fairly weighty. Quite happy. Decent size. Articulation, how we doing? Usual, yeah, it takes a bit of clicking, a bit of bending. Double elbow joints. Oh, I've got to crack that shoulder joint. Yeah, the ball shoulder with the twist. Wrist turns, very nice. You got the stomach articulation, 360. Same with the neck. Oh no, you got a clicky neck. Can we get a shot of the clicky neck? Oh yeah, it's clicky neck. So you got the clicky neck, and it's on the ball, so that's quite good. Legs wise, what have we? Waist. We got a ball joint waist, ball joint legs. We got the thighs that rotate there. Double knee joint, a twisting boot, and one. Oh, it's a ballpoint articulation on the foot. I've not seen that done very often. Decent figure, not too shabby. And let's have a quick look at this. Oh, this is stiff old Sledgehammer. Not like the rubbery ones we're used to from Jakks. And I think Mattel's ones are even a bit flimsy. This is really hard. This is... You do some damage with this. Bloody hell. Well, there we go. That be our man Cody. I think I'm going to jump cut and have a quick look at the others. Let me get them out of the packaging. I'll be right back.
Steiner Brothers. These WCW action figures are just as tough and as mean as we are.
Okay, so I have literally just emptied and got the packaging. I mean, I'm just like... It's over there somewhere, just being annoying. Anyway, so we next have in our lineup, we have the man himself, the cleaner, Kenny Omega. Made his name in New Japan as part of the Bullet Club. So yeah, you got the same articulation. We've got... Oh, is that moulded or is that... That's stuck on. That comes off. Oh, these gauntlets come off because they've got the same plastic. Because I don't know if you've ever had to deal with these toys before, but these rubber bits, they will stick to the hard plastic. That's quite amazing. So yeah, they've obviously put the plastic in there, yeah, to try and protect the bits and pieces. I mean, this ring jacket does come off. Oh, I want to look at this first though. Look at that. Got the feathers that don't actually look like feathers. That's a bit of a downer. Nice detailing though on the rest of the jacket. It's, you know, it's moulded quite nice, and it does button up just around his big torso. Yeah, let's just see if we can get his jacket off. I'm going to regret taking it off, but let's do it nonetheless. What one's the best way to do it? Is it this way? Or is it this one? Let's do both at the same time. Right. I need to get that shoulder joint. There we go. I hate cracking shoulders on these figures. It's like, are they just going to snap? There we go. Right, that's that bit. And then, oh, come on. Come on, Kenny. Come on, Kenny. Ah. Yes, there you go. Now you can tell he's a burn victim because he's got plastic wrapped around him. Get off. Get away. Oh, is that... Okay, so the thing with this figure is, I don't know if you noticed, but of course there are hands. They're interchangeable hands, which is an in thing at the minute. So you can pop these off. I also hate doing this because it's like, oh my god, am I going to break the figure? Right, so there we go. Hands come off, and then you can replace it with the other one. I don't like doing that at all. So now we can be Cactus Jack because, you know, that's a thing. Why not? So yeah, that's a neat little addition there. The extra fingers for the pointing, and you've got the grabbing hands, as it were, for other posing. I'm not so keen on his likeness. I don't like his hair. I know it's based on his silver grey hair dye, but it looks terrible. I hate it. I hated it on him then. I hate him on this figure now. The likeness, the eyes are a bit weird. I mean, they're painted... This is definitely balked. That paint is far too high on his head. You can see his eyes are actually meant to be just under there, and they've managed to paint them a touch too high. I mean, it's like literally a millimetre. From a distance, he looks a bit odd, but he's not too bad. But up close, you can really tell that yeah, someone did a boo-boo with that one. The beard's looking all right. That's fine. The rest of the figure, I mean, the arm's not that great. It feels like different plastic on that one, but that's because it's been wrapped up. I think it's been kept safe from whatever elements there are. I mean, this arm looks a bit weird as well. It looks slightly off-coloured. Oh, I've got to take this one off now, and I've just plastic on. I've just noticed I can't be having the plastic on yet. Kenny! Yes, right, that does come off. I mean, bonus is right. You can say they've been in the wars, you know. You ever want to make a custom Zach Gowen figure? This is the time of figure making you want to be doing it in. Yeah, let's pop that one back in, and we'll change him up a bit. Just because we can, just to be awkward and not default. And to be fair, when he does his ring pose, I'm fairly certain he uses the left hand when he does the gun point. I could be wrong. I could be remembering one particular New Japan intro. Oh my god, this is... Oh, right, ring. Nothing's broken. Good. Right, okay. Taking a look at his ring gear, we've got his custom K Omega. Yeah. Knee pads are these separate. These are a separate entity. They will come off. I don't recommend it because they're an arse to get back on. The shin guards are moulded onto the boot, but obviously they rise higher than the boot, so that's quite a neat little thing. Very much texture, very much detail. The belt is moulded onto his crotch and his arse. Very nice paint detail on that one. Winged angel, yes, very nice. Make a symbol. So overall, right, to be fair, right, the amount of money they're charging for these, it's reasonable. As you can see, there are faults, there are things that are not quite 100%. It's not like I'm paying premium select arts figure things for these figures. It's reasonable for the price it is. It's good. It looks like the guy who's supposed to, and it's decent enough sculpted. They've taken care with it up to a point, and then there's just a few manufacturing issues. Let's have a look at the Bucks next. So we've got Matt and we've got Nick. So let's have a quick look here. So we've got these Velcro. And what's this? This is... I can't remember what this is. Some kind of plastic, though. Nice. It's decent material. You know, the tassels... All the tassels are very nice material, though. Very much thinner than the actual things. But they're very nice. Very much, you know... Very representative of the Young Bucks, being very flashy, very... Come on. So yeah, all in all, it's a decent ring jacket. It's stitched on with one stitch, if I remember seeing, because there was plastic to prevent wear and tear. But yeah, it's literally one stitch holding it all together. So this is not going to last a lot of play if you're very... Oh, I didn't notice the little lines on it. If you're very into it. I do like sparkles. But for display, this will last a lifetime. That's really good materials. Okay. Get your shoulder back down. No one wants to smell your pits, man. Put it down. Put it down! Fine. Oh, cracking those shoulders. I hate doing that. Right. So, likeness-wise, yes, it's one of the Jackson boys for sure. He looks a bit puffy in the face, like someone, you know... It just looks like he's a bit ill, to be honest, and that face does not look happy. He's like, oh, I don't feel so well, I need to go to bed, mother. Right, sideburns are looking good, though. Nicely crafted. The ponytail is your standard ponytail. It is actually moulded to the headpiece rather than glued in like you saw on some older figures, so that probably will snap off with too much play, but it's the nature of, you know, long hair in these kind of action figures. Let's see. The gear itself, I mean, the tassels, yeah, I mean, they could have used actual tassel material for it, but then that would be proper, full-on, very expensive wasp names. See that? Right, snap that. Right. So this leg, this is all one piece with the flare and the thing. So the boot itself is actually quite small. The ankle part above there, it's painted white to match in, and it's only got the foot that's black. Well, an interesting way of getting around it. I mean, it looks good. It just obviously doesn't flow and fit quite. By comparison to the lovely jacket, it's night and day. But again, for the price, it's pretty good. Nicely moulded, nice little bit of paintwork. The Bucks gear was never really, you know, overly detailed. I mean, they always told their story in ring because that's just what the Bucks were. Gen Me against the Machine Guns in TNA Impact was something else, absolutely something else. And the wars they've had in... There we go. Immediately I'm trying to take the jacket off and it's already come off. Look at that. Look at that. It's disgusting. Easy fix though. Easy fix. Oh, God damn, I don't like these things. Oh. Yes. So, yeah, I shall have to stitch that back on. Never the mind. Right. Nicolas. So that headband is that moulded or is that attached? No, okay. His head comes in two parts. Okay. So be warned, any figure modders out there that want to use this. Yeah, his head is in two parts. His hair and his headband are one part, and they are, I presume, glued onto his face and the rest of his head. Yeah, be wary of that. Sculpting on the hair is fine, looks alright, nothing wrong with that. The body's fine. Oh, I hate these shoulders. Can't stand them. Do my head in. Ooh. But yeah, you know, overall, not too shabby, not too shabby. Bucks are looking pretty good. And then we finally come to the guy who we're not going to talk about his outsides of the ring things because he's a bit of a dick. But in the ring, he's freaking amazing. So yeah, if you can't quite see on my black background, we've got himself a couple of gloved hands that we can replace. A la Kenny Omega. The Ayatollah Rock and Roller, he is evil. It is Chris Jericho. There's a little fedora. And, right, just carefully, can we... Yeah, I'm going to regret doing this. Right, jacket's rubberized. Much like Kenny's was rather than the Bucks material jacket. Oh, God. Yep. Yep. Yeah, plastic's on there to obviously protect... Oh, I'm going to have to take the hands off anyway. Ah, nuisance. Right. 1, 2. And screw it while we're here. We'll have a look at the scarf in a minute. No, come on. Come on. Right, we're on. And... right, we're on. Right, cool. Stay there for a second, Jericho. No, I'll take the plastic off though. Oh, the jackets. So the jacket itself, there's a little bit of 3D moulding on the top spikes. These are quite bumpy, these little spikes here. Got the little... don't like the fact that it's rubber and it just sits in one place, the belt there. But it's not a bad jacket, it's not terrible, it's decently detailed, it's that stiff rubber, so it's going to last a while, but will leave marks on figures and stick to it if left for too long. We've got ourselves this scarf, which is literally just a bit of shiny material folded over a couple of times and sewn together. It's quite nice, it does the thing, it looks good, it looks decent, it shouldn't be too bad. Hat itself, again, moulded rubber. I mean, I could probably push that inside out if I really wanted to. Outside's flimsy, inside's quite stiff. Decent enough, going to keep its shape, not going to go too bad. Let's have a look at the man himself. So, this Jericho is post-evil New Japan Jericho. I like the moulding of the face, the showing of the teeth. He looks better from the side than he does face on. From face on, you can kind of see where he's going a bit Hulk Hogan. He's got a bit bald on the top. The big 5 head. But, yeah, they got a bit of chunk to his face. Not as bad as Matt Jackson. I mean, considering... I mean, I don't know if you've seen Jericho. He does not look like this anymore. He's a bit more barrel-chested than that these days, to be, yeah, a bit more polite about it. But I like the detailing on the goatee. That's not too bad. The face itself is pretty good. Hair... Yeah, not too shabby. That's, again, that's in two parts. So you've got the main head part, and this bottom half of the hair is glued onto the back of the head, which includes the little top knot ponytail. So that's not too bad. Now, Jericho is interesting because he's about the only one with any decent amount of ruddy tattoos. These are always interesting. So you can see this fuzzy one, that's not actually the fuzzy tattoo that he has, I don't believe. I think that's very similar. But it's not actually, so I don't think they've got the license rights for that. There's nice detailing though on the rest of his arm. It's quite nice. Doesn't quite go all the way around, but I don't know if his tattoos do. Been a while since I've bothered even look at his tattoos, and he's got his one on his left forearm there. That's quite nice. Gear-wise, again, why is everyone wearing belts in wrestling? I hated wearing a belt in wrestling. It did my fucking nutting. You've got the detailing of the tie up front. You've got the detailing of the zips that, you know, he doesn't actually have zips on his gear IRL, but it is what it is. The boots moulding is quite nice, actually. You've got these big flared up ones at the back that come looser at the front. Don't very often see that. That's a bit of a loose... I suppose they're all a bit loose there, aren't they? But you get that on most figures. They're all, you know, they have their ups and their downs. Now, here's the big question. How do these compare to previous action figures from previous series? Because that's the big deal here. We're always comparing WWE and AEW, especially in this day and age. So, I do in fact have a few figures. What I don't have, and I bloody well should have done, was got one of the Elite figures. Can I... I'm going to regret doing this, hang on. Okay, right, before I was so rudely interrupted by a menagerie of WWE Jakks figures that I won't get into now. Yes, we're going to compare. Let's start off with... Let's go with the Mattel. So let's have the Mattel basic WWE Chris Jericho figure. So as you can see, height difference, not a lot of height difference. They're actually pretty fairly spot on by comparison. It's not too bad. Looking at the figures and in the cases themselves, the Jazwares AEW figures look a lot bigger. Let's have a bit of zoom in so we get a bit more detailing on this. So yeah, you can see they're pretty close in size. The Jazwares figure is a lot chunkier, but then I suppose Jericho was a lot chunkier when this figure was made. But the points of articulation are pretty much on point. I mean, they've got the double jointed things on there. Of course, this is just the basic figure, so there's going to be fewer points of articulation, not in the chest and the torso. Likeness-wise, I don't know. I suppose both Jerichos look kind of like Jericho did when they were with the company. It's not bad. As you can see, the detailing on the basic figure is pretty good all round. So all in all, this is not an unfair comparison. This is pretty good. However, of course, the basics were not meant to be this complex. And because I don't have an Elite Jericho, we're going to have Mr. Heath Slater stand in for us. Yes, I know, it's Heath Slater, shut up. He was the first one to hand. Oh, that neck. Yeah, so you can see here that they've got the... not even got the double jointed elbows and they have got double jointed knees, which is pretty good. But yeah, they're following the same basic pattern as the Mattel Elite series. They've got a different joint for the chest, which swivels rather than just rotates. So that's a bit more complex and a bit more interesting. But overall, the figure designs are pretty similar and following the same sort of level of facial reconstruction and detailing on the gear. Overall, these are not a bad fit with your Mattel figures, which I'm really shocked with and really happy with, because I thought they'd be far too big. I thought they'd be gargantuan, but no, they're fairly good scale. Let's roll it back, because I was more interested in see how these compared. Now, this is a Ruthless Aggression Chris Jericho. These were made by Jakks, and these are the ones I thought they were going to be more similar to. But as it turns out, the Jazware is it Toy Wiz? Can't remember now. What is it? It's Jazwares Wicked Cool Toys. There we go. The Wicked Cool Toys figure is actually a lot better. This is a basic Ruthless Aggression. This is like your basic Mattel, and it's got, you know, similar points of articulation that you'd expect. One extra with the hand, sort of just to move, give us a bit of a slip. And yeah, you know, reconstruction on the face was pretty good from Jakks in the end, not too bad. The legs, obviously, these are a lot of basic sort of chopped and swapped parts with the Jakks figures, so there's nothing overly unique about this Jericho. It's basic arms, basic legs, just repainted to make it look like the man himself. But he's a lot bigger, he's a lot chunkier than the Wicked Cool Jericho, which I'm really surprised about. Now, again, this is just the basics, so let's compare it to something a touch more comparable, and this is the Deluxe Aggression Chris Jericho, which is freaking huge by comparison. I mean, let's try and put him up full height. That's what, nearly a half inch, nearly an inch taller? That's ridiculous. That is absolutely redonkulous. And again, the Jakks figure, only one articulation on the head. The torso only moves one way. And the only additional things with the Jakks ones, they had the extra bits and pieces that came with them, the removable knee pads, and the extra joint in the leg, which is a ball joint in the thigh and a ball joint in the hip, rather than just a basic rotation. So there's quite a dramatic difference between these, and I didn't think there would be. I thought these would be very comparable. But no, I am really pleased, really happy that these do not fit in with the Jakks aggression lines. I'm really pleased. I mean, let's take a comparison. Let's get since they decided to come and invade this video, let's compare him to a basic Undertaker. Now, I don't know if you know anything about pro wrestling, but the Undertaker's a touch taller than Chris Jericho. Yeah, I mean, that looks a bit more realistic, putting the basic Jericho up against the basic Undertaker. But it's in terms of, you know, it's not going to be a one-to-one accurate thing. I'm not too concerned. I'm not too worried. It's a decent enough size, and I'm happy with the scale that Jericho is. I mean, you know, do we really dare compare the Bucks? To be fair, he does look a lot smaller by comparison to Taker. The torso's a lot thicker than it needs to be. But he doesn't look too bad. I know he's a bit sort of bent over and a bit sort of whatevered at the minute. Yeah, no, that's far too tall. That's far too tall by comparison. But it's wrestling figures. It's not too much of a big deal. In terms of play, no one's going to pay any attention. In terms of display, just keep them far away from each other and no one will notice. No one's going to notice. No one's going to give a monkeys. So, yeah. That, ladies and gentlemen, in betweens, otherwise, and in betwixt, yeah, was the AEW Unrivaled series 1 minus Brandy Rhodes. I think these are fantastic for the price you pay for them. Like I said, in terms of action figures, they're very good quality. And overall, you know, it's a good start for AEW. I know I shouldn't have bought these, but it's my way of supporting the brand. Because I don't want to buy t-shirts. I can buy pay-per-views, but the figures are cool. The figures are neat. It's my thing, as I'm sure you're well aware. But yeah, it's nice attention to detail. For a first outing, it's really, really neat. I'm looking forward to more of these in the future. And yeah, I think as a first outing, as the first series, ignoring the special editions that they've got coming out, because crikey O'Reilly, they're expensive. These are decent quality, decent priced, just a bit of a bugger to get hold of, which is unfortunate. But they are the first in the series, and so that was always going to be an issue. Anyway, I've been Tim as TSET, and I will hopefully see you next time we step back between the ropes. Ta-ra for now.